right, welcome to Primos for Life, the wrestling podcast made for the fans, by the fans. Como siempre, I am Eddie, el Niño Baque. We got Ariel, the Ecuadorian Dream Bisueta, and we are your self-proclaimed, undisputed co-host tag team champions of the world. And tonight we debut a new segment that we call Lucha Hot Tag. And we just go into one topic, one discussion, and one opinion each. We try to shoot for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then we move on. So como siempre, sit back, grab a snack, and let's get it on. ¿Cómo estás, primo?
Ahí voy, man. Todo bien, todo bien. How about you, my man?
Good, brother. Good. Super excited because we are about to unveil our new segment that we call Lucha Hot Tag.
The Lucha Hot Tag, Lucha Hot Tag. That's what the theme music is in my head. Lucha Hot Tag.
I'm with it. If you want to give our listeners a quick rundown of what we're gonna do.
All right. So the Lucha Hot Tag segment is going to be just one quick shot. We're going to discuss one topic while it's fresh in our mind, something that happened that is big enough where we feel we can take 15, 20 minutes to discuss it. It's not going to be a typical episode of about 45 or however long. It can be a quick take, one specific topic. Get into it, go through it, how you feel, how I feel, and just kind of go from there and see what that does in terms of the landscape moving forward. So it's going to be a quick episode, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to be here too long. Thanks for being with us once again. We appreciate that. And yeah, it's just going to be one thing. We're going to try and release these, as we said, whenever we feel there's something that not requires, but could use this.
Requires our attention. Absolutely.
Thank you for cleaning that up. Sorry.
Yeah, for sure. On that note, the topic on our mind that's freshly in our mind is John Cena's first heel promo, and
right.
I feel like I have a lot on my chest that I have to get off, and then I have to speak my piece, and then I really just need you to listen, and then
I'll play therapist. I'll play therapist today, man, because as I'm sure our listeners have seen and heard, we know what you're going through. We think,
yes.
So I'm happy to be here to let you I'll be your sounding board, man. Just throw it at me, and we'll go from there. So I'm good. Sure. But I do want to let everyone know. So this is the opening segment of Raw, the 17th, John Cena's first heel promo. And I will kick it to the man who needs to be laying on a couch. And go ahead, Primo. Tell me what you got.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. So basically, here's a quick just synopsis, because we're going to go into detail about the actual promo. But basically, Cena comes out. He's full on heel. He basically declares that, for the last 25 years, we have been using him and abusing him. And this is a toxic relationship, and we are horrible people, both the Cena sucks people and the let's go Cena people. So obviously, again, we're going to go into details about it, but what I need to get off my chest and what I had heavy in my heart all day is he's absolutely right. When he did that promo, I sat there and listened to it, and I was like, man, whatever, dude. But then I was like, no, he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because I had to look deep inside of myself and say to myself, I was that guy. Because I had to go back 25 years earlier and be like, no, I hated this guy. I hated this guy. And I'm going to give you my reasons why I hated him. Because I felt like because he does mention it in the promo where he's like, you guys are just mad because I just kept winning. I just kept winning and winning. And he's absolutely right. And that's what I hated about his run in the beginning. Because he was a nobody to me. He came out of nowhere with so many like legends at the moment, The Rock, Kurt Angle, Stone Cold, Jericho, Kane, Undertaker, you name it, and Triple H, Shawn Michaels. And what really bugged me about it is that he's trying to find himself. He becomes a doctor of thugonomics. The first WrestleMania he's at, he wins the U.S. title against Big Show, gets the spinner belt for the U.S. title. A year later becomes heavyweight champion. And then I feel like, no, like, who is this guy? And to be honest with you, it was because of that I stopped watching wrestling for a little bit.
Oh, wow.
So I missed his beef with Edge and his
Edge.
fights with Randy Orton, I had to
Good ones.
right,
Good ones.
and I had to eventually go back and rewatch him, and then I found an appreciation for him. And then now, in the last maybe 5 or 6 years, or even maybe last 10 years, maybe 8 years, I started watching again, and then I started appreciating Cena, and I started seeing Cena for what value he truly brings to the company, because he really was there. I mean, probably around Rock Cena 1, Rock Cena 2, those time frames is when I was going back in and out. But then probably after that, I started rewatching and started watching, and I was like, this guy is a company man. He really is.
Yeah.
For a lack of a better comparison, a Hulk, like the face of the company. He is the Hulk Hogan. He is the Stone Cold of that. He is that generation's, face of the company. And then ultimately, what I realized is, for a lack of a better way of explaining this for our listeners who don't truly follow wrestling but like follow other sports, to me he was like Tom Brady, right? In the sense, and I'll explain how.
Okay.
I'm a Giants fan, and by being a Giants fan, and during the time that Brady was with the Patriots, I never gave him any credit. I'm like, whatever, this dude is overrated, this and that, and like I never liked the dude, right? But the moment he was like, he already got like most of his championships, and then he was like, you know what, I'm going to come to Tampa. Not only am I going to come to Tampa, but I'm going to win a Super Bowl with them. I was like, yeah, right, whatever. And then he shut me up by doing it. And I feel like Cena has become that person. Like, I hated you in the beginning. You shut me up. You showed me what value you bring to this company.
Right.
And you are the best. You are the GOAT of your time, and you deserve a good run. So everything that he was saying really hit home. And I, as a fan who's been watching the product for years on and off, I was like, whoa, this really hit like a spot, man.
Right.
So I just wanted to get it out. That's all. That's it. That's all I got for now.
I mean, well, the thing about Cena is, you're right. I think that after the Attitude Era and we were coming into that ruthless aggression time frame, this is definitely, because Cena when he came out, his first thing he said is, I believe it was Kurt Angle. Like, what do you have? What makes you think you can be the guy? He's like, ruthless aggression, and then
just slaps him.
Do whatever. But I mean, that whole class is because it was like he came in. It was him. It was that OVW class was him, Orton, Lesnar, Shelton, and there was one other person I want to say, Batista and Dave. Yeah, so that's a stellar 5-pack of athletes. Like, for sure. With the exception of Shelton Benjamin, everyone's been a world champion multiple times. So, and Shelton Benjamin, if given the proper thing, I think could have. I think if he was just a little bit better on the mic and they gave him just a little more love, I think Shelton could have been up there. Just his athleticism was amazing, but different story. But Cena, he's definitely the face of that ruthless aggression thing. I do recall the same kind of thing. I remember when he came out, and he alluded to it. He basically said it. He's like, I came out, you didn't like me. I changed it up. You liked me for a little bit. You stopped liking me. And I had to keep doing it again. So I do agree with you that in that promo, he was like, da-da-da. And I loved it because, I agree. He was right. Or rather, he is right. He's been the guy. And whether you love it, he did whatever was asked of him. When they say Cena sucks, keep brave face and fight through it. When they ruined, like, he did everything. So I love, first of all, I'm a big fan of the promo. Let me just start there. Because I love it. I loved it because, like you said, he's right. And B, he did it in such a way that, like, when he was watching the promo, I was like, okay, I've seen this Cena when he gets mad in a championship match, but he's never been evil. He's been angry and defensive and what have you. Where this was, A, you're right, and B, the way you're selling it was fantastic. Threatening to walk out of the ring because they just kept chanting Cena sucks, putting the mic down, whatever, pointing at the perfect times and such, like, yeah. So I think it was great, and I agree with you that he was the face, and it was that kind of thing. And I think the Tom Brady comparison is a perfect one because, okay, you won. Okay, maybe the defense won. The team's a great team. Belichick's amazing. No one ever gave Brady the love, and then, like you say, he goes to Tampa and he wins. It's a different story. So yeah, I could not agree with you more, brother. I know it's kind of boring for a podcast with two people where you kind of just want to banter back and forth, but I agree with you. That promo did what it was supposed to do in selling us that he is accurate and he's not wrong about this. And we, as the fans, need to believe it and just be like, yeah, you know what, you're right, you are.
Well, what makes the promo that much more real, right? I mean, the fact that it even tugged any feelings or any emotions for me, right? And I was an In and Out fan for a hot minute during his earlier years. Imagine for the ones that have been there the whole time. Imagine for the
Right.
ones watching now and like trying to learn who this guy is, and they're like, man, what's his problem? But you're right. The promo itself was perfectly executed. Um, and I even love breaking that fourth wall kind of situation where it's like he's like, I'm not a heel and I'm not a baby face. I'm a human being and I'm just
Mhm.
tired of being treated this way.
Right.
Because how many people, in relationships, in a work environment, in school, and any type of environment that involves more than one person, um, feels like they could get, used and abused or mistreated at times. You
Right.
know what I mean? So I think what really made that promo so good is that he took his time, he ripped everybody apart on so many levels, whether it was viewers watching at home, fans of him for 25 years, or the people in that arena. And shout outs to Belgium for being such a crowd, bro. And
Brussels way to show up like that for the first, like I'm sitting there and they, first of all, when they have showed the recap and then there was like 10 seconds of dead air before you knew Cena's music was gonna hit. And then that just went from let's go Cena. So it's like he didn't talk for the first like 5 minutes because the crowd just wouldn't let him. Fantastic way to show up, Brussels.
yeah. And not only that, but then also the different levels of insults, right? Because they start off with, let's go Cena, Cena sucks, to shut the F up Cena,
Mm-hmm.
to F you Cena, like,
The you sold out, and yeah, they were going. Yeah, because I'm sitting there, I'm watching, I was like, oh, this is highly dubbed. Like,
yeah. Yeah, no, it was wild. I love the fact that he even my favorite segment or part of the segment was, and even this little kid up in the front, that
yeah,
poor kid,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. And then they put the camera on him. I'm like, oh, dude, you didn't have to do that. I was like, oh man.
He's like, that poor kid literally like just got the shirt and the hat, and he's like, yeah, and he's just like,
He's getting sunned hardcore by John Cena. Mr. Make a Wish himself is like, you stink, kid. Oh man, no, that was, yeah, because he's you and you. Well, that was the other beautiful thing about it was watching him just be like, this people who are saying Cena sucks. You're trash, and you're showing why you're trash. Every time you open your mouth, you're showing it. But the people who are wearing my shirts, it's like, you're trash too, because you don't truly believe in me. Like, you just want to be behind me, or you want to use me, your failures, and you look at me as a way to, be better. I was like, oh damn, Cena, like,
yeah,
we're going to town. Which once again just goes to him being the conversation for one of the GOATs, because first heel promo and spectacular job, and well written. Came out like, I mean, just did the damn thing. Like that promo, like I said before, was just great. And he's, like I said, right. So we have to figure out kind of where it goes from here, because I'll let you continue through what happens in the promo here.
well, so he attacks the crowd, he attacks the people, he attacks the fans, and speaking to what you just said, my favorite part when he was like, you wear my shirts to make yourself feel good, you convince yourself that you hustle, you hustle in your loyalty and respect, when I actually live it and you don't do it.
Right.
Like, how many times have we been those type of people, like as people, like, oh, I'm gonna start hitting the gym tomorrow, or I'm gonna cut back on this, or I'm gonna do that, and then we always break. And then
Yeah.
he's the epitome of the example of like, never give up, keep working hard, keep hustling, keep going for what you want, keep doing. And
Mm-hmm.
here we are, just we buy a Buzz Lightyear color T-shirt to make ourselves feel good. It
Right.
was like, it was too direct, it was too like too specific, but
It
I
was
loved,
accurate. It was
but accurate.
accurate. And
But
that's the beautiful part of it, is that everything was delivered accurately. And you're just like you said, not wrong. I can't sit here and be like, nah, man, you're full of shit. No, he's not. Not the case at all.
Yeah, I loved every bit of it. And then obviously, as we're going like 10-15 minutes into a segment, then Cody Rhodes comes out,
Yeah.
and
We want. Oh, another great thing is because the crowd started going. Sorry to interrupt. We want Cody. We want Cody. And he goes, yeah. Oh, your shiny new toy, right? Because you're ready to throw out this one. And I was like, yes, that was awesome. That was great. Like, wow, perfectly done.
Yes, yes. Like way to finish off that part of his segment because Cody comes out, and you know what? To be honest with you, I guess because I was already worked up about the promo to begin with, I didn't like the way Cody came out and like a tough guy. Like, bro, calm down, all right? Because realistically,
Calm down.
no. Hear
the
me
man
out.
still have his face doesn't work. Calm down.
Well, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Here's why I'm like, calm down, because ultimately, for the last 2 years, you've been crying and you've been saying, my dream is to go to WrestleMania and win the championship for my dad. Like he's been a crybaby. He has been a crybaby. Okay.
Okay.
And out of nowhere, now that you've had the belt on you for like a year, all of a sudden you got these, brass balls and you want to come at people like, you address me as champion.
Well,
like,
I mean,
no,
well,
sir.
okay. Well,
This guy's a legend.
No. Well, but Cena just you need to put respect on his name. He is the champ. So you're not gonna sit here and you're gonna call me kid. No, I got the belt. I have what you want. So you will respect me, which is what I loved. Perfect, because you ain't gonna son me. That's not gonna happen. As long as I have this belt and you want it, you have the belt and I don't have it. Yeah, call me kid till you're blue in the face. I can't say shit about it. I got the belt. Put some respect on my name. I dug it. I thought it was great because it's once again playing to the angle. They destroyed this man, put blood on the belt with his dad's death date on it, like that, like rappers punching him in the face. Like, yeah, no, I'd be coming out mad as hell too. Like, and the thing is, I don't see it as him crying. I see it as him sharing what he wants to do and his aspirations. That's the thing, because he was never whiny about it. He's never whiny about it. That's why I say the crybabies were the Cody crybabies who were clamoring for the thing after Mania. Cody was just sharing his thing. Now, granted, you got tired of hearing it after a while, and you're just like, okay, yes, I know this is what's going to happen, and we have to get there. But I don't think he was crybabying about it. So that's the other place I differ from you on that one. I don't think the fans were crybabying about it. Yes, I think he was selling I have to get there to finish. I have to get there to finish. I have to get there to finish. Like, that was the whole point of everything. The whole point of setting up those 2 years. Losing to Reigns the first time, having to come back, running the Rumble back to back. Like, had to play that part. So, only place I differ. But, like I said.
Listen, that's fair. I could agree with that to that extent. I just don't like that he came out very assertive. Yes, granted, he just went through so much in the last couple of weeks leading up to that moment, sure. But what I'm saying is, Cody, to me, he's the superhero champion. He's the sweet champion. So to come out and, try to confront, a tough guy, John Cena, also as a tough guy, I didn't like it as much, is what I'm trying to get at.
Right.
Because when you sit here and you say, you address me as champion, and, the person that I want to fight is John Cena, not this little, being.
I loved it.
And I was just like, yo,
I loved every second of it.
Who are you?
This is the evolution of Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
You've had the happy champion for a year and the babyface Cody for 2. So now they're showing you we have to kind of switch it around, because he's always had those moments where he gets him and Kevin Owens. All of a sudden he turns a little bit and you're like, oh wow, that's a non-Cody thing to do.
Yeah.
It's the evolution. This is kind of them like showing you like, okay, when he has to do it, he's going to do it that way, and he can. So I think you're because we've had the 2 years that we've had with him and him finish the story and in honor of my father and all those things. So I think this is now kind of like turning like, okay, when he has to do it, and of course it has to be done this way because we've never had this version of Cena. So to have this version of Cody, I think is like great, because you're saying this version of Cena has brought out this side of Cody.
I think you convinced me that it's a good balance. I kind of see it now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just talking from a point of like still.
Well, you're hating on Cody Rhodes because you're so hurt about John Cena.
Absolutely,
is what it is. And if I may take up my psychology degree here, I do not have a psychology degree. You are projecting, I think is the word I'm looking for. Like, yeah, you're annoyed. You're annoyed because Cena you're still a little hurt. You're still a little hurt about what happened. And so you're lashing on at Cody.
Absolutely. But then that's pretty much it. They confront each other. The segment ends, and then the rest of Raw, which was also fantastic. And we'll touch on the next episode.
Right.
We'll do a full recap. But we just wanted to dedicate a little bit of time to this particular segment because there was a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, a lot of thoughts, a lot of pent up, possible regrets for not, appreciating what I had at the moment. It could be.
It's the oldest adage: don't know what you got till it's gone.
Exactly. And I think, as we progress in life, I feel like we tend to get a little bit softer or a little bit more sensitive towards things. And at the moment, I didn't realize what was there and what was happening. And I missed out on so many great moments. But the beautiful thing of the time that we live in, we could always go back and rewatch and re-enjoy.
Right.
And I'm definitely enjoying what's happening now. But
yeah, John Cena, like my nephew is like 18 or about to be 18, going off to college. He was a Cena guy when he was younger, and I remember my brother being like, no, I like that he's a Cena guy because Cena does have hustle, loyalty, respect, like Make-A-Wish, like this was a guy people could get behind, and it's just awesome to see where it's gone and the evolution of it all. But great turn, great promo. Once again, just a great promo, A+ on that all the way around, and just absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to get into the rest of Raw and the rest of the week's stuff going on in our next episode. But yeah, this needed to be spoken about. The Cena heel turn, I think we could have done an hour-long episode about. It would have just been too much. But I think this little 20-minute hit right here, 25-minute hit right here is going to be good because, got to get all the feelings out, and also, like you said, I got to give you a different perspective, which now you can kind of, you take it in and said, you know what, So I think great, very cathartic. I think this episode is for you. I think it's going to be good for your soul and your brain.
Absolutely. I definitely appreciated it. Also, appreciate your wisdom. There you go. Look at that.
Thank you. Well, Father Time is, is old, so there you go.
All right. Well, to wrap things up, you know what you got to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening, and we will see you when we see you.
We will see you when we see you. Ciao.